Burt Reynolds, who starred in several poorly reviewed movies called Gene and Roger, the Bruise Brothers. Eddie Murphy once noted that a two thumbs down verdict could kill a film.
And that was a clip from a new podcast series called Gene and Roger. It explores the career of arguably two of the most influential movie critics of our time, Gene Siskel and Roger Ebert.
Podcast creator Brian Rafferty joins us from his home in the LA area, obviously heavily influenced by our two favorite Chicago movie critics.
Absolutely. These are my guys. I grew up watching them every Sunday. I would go to church, and if I behaved well, my reward was I could come home and watch Siskel and Ebert. So it was a big tradition in my house, and it was these two guys, Gene and Roger, were absolutely kind of my entry into learning how movies are made, learning how movies are talked about, and most importantly, learning how movies are argued about.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, they argue so hard. Some people thought that they were really enemies.
Well, I mean, early on, they were not exactly the coziest of pals. They were both Chicago newspaper guys. In the 70s, you had a big rivalry between them. But I think as the years went on, as the decades went on, because they spent so much time together, when you talk to people who knew them, their family members, their colleagues, their friends, a real sort of warmth kind of emerged between the two of them. It just took some time to get there. And they were famous for being on air and kind of going at each other. So that was part of their chemistry, and part of their appeal was the tension between Gene and Roger.
Even just taking the movie part of it aside, I mean, this was really groundbreaking TV. If you look at all the shows out there today that are talk-like shows where people are arguing, they were the first ones to do it.
Yeah, I mean, one of the people we interviewed for the show was Eric Rydholm, who's another Chicago native, who helped co-create ESPN's Pardon the Interruption, which everyone now knows as, you know, the talking heads, two sports fans kind of duke it out. And he said he was very influenced by Siskel and Ebert. He grew up watching them, and that was a big factor when they were putting Pardon the Interruption together was, can we try to have something similar to the way Siskel and Ebert talk about movies, but have it about sports? And now you see it all over TV, I mean, and all over podcasting especially.
Yeah, and so you did a series of podcasts on them, and you would think, is there that much information out there? But what was the most surprising thing you learned about Roger Ebert and Gene Siskel?
Oh, you know, I think it was talking to their friends and coworkers in the 90s about how they did sort of kind of reach this part of their lives where they kind of warmed to each other. And a big reason was, you know, Roger got married. He had a sort of an extended family, and Gene had always been a family man. And there's something very charming to me and very kind of heartwarming that they sort of realized that they were both family guys, and they kind of had their own little ad hoc kind of family, the two of them. And I like the idea of the Siskel's and the Eberts in the 90s kind of coming together as a big sort of extended family. And I think that did help their relationship a lot. I think they started to understand each other more once their lives had kind of grown more outside the movie theater.
On that note, you've got to feel pretty good. Chaz Ebert put a really nice memo about the podcast on her website, saying, kind of touting how good all the episodes were. They must really appreciate the memory you're giving to these two men.
Well, that was very kind of Chaz. Both Chaz and Marlene Eggleston, who was married to Gene for a long time, were so forthcoming with their time and their stories. And I really appreciate them trusting me to tell Gene and Roger's story because, as I said, I'm a journalist, but I'm also a huge fan of them, and I didn't want to get that story wrong. So, yes, Chaz's thumbs up was really nice to see. I'm very grateful for both the families' helps. They were really, really wonderful to work with on this.
And as we know, the podcast series is now all done, so people can binge listen to it. The Ringer is the one who actually put out the podcast, correct?
Yeah, it's on The Ringer. You can follow along on Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, and it's called Gene and Roger. And if you like it, hey, give it a thumbs up. That would be great.
All right. Well,
Gene and Roger would appreciate it.
All right, and we appreciate you, Brian. Thanks for joining us this morning.